greatest, largest centralized exchanges in the world. And yesterday, we've seen that actually they were not in a good shape. Not only FTX, but the other sister company of the group called Alameda Research. So this is yet another example, and of course, we would like to discuss a little bit about it today, and to try to give you some clues on what happened with FTX and Alameda Research. So in summary, basically we have FTX, which is this crypto exchange, a global crypto exchange, is led by Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Some people call him SBF, and he is the same founder of the trading firm Alameda Research. So in this past crypto bull run, from 2019 to 2022, we've seen FTX emerge as one of the top exchanges in the space, amassing like the third place globally in total trading volume. And last week, on November 2nd, an article by CoinDesk, which is one of the main media firms in the crypto space, showed information that an internal Alameda document, which is this trading firm of the group led by Sam Bankman-Fried, the balance sheet of this trading firm was actually highly concentrated on a token that FTX, the exchange, issues, which is called FTT. It's basically a utility token that you as a client of the exchange can hold and pay fees with a discount, and also engage with leverage trading in the platform. And one of the things that happens with this token is that in actuality, it doesn't really have a lot of utility outside of FTX. And given that, it has generally been quite illiquid. So this started sounding an alarm in the community that maybe Alameda Research, which is this trading firm, could be in a bad situation. And actually, one of the another big player in the space, which is Binance, led by CZ, Changpeng Zhao, its CEO, announced that they were, because of this breach, so to speak, of the balance sheet of Alameda Research, they were like selling all their remaining exposure to FTT, because Binance was an early investor in FTX, and they received FTT tokens as part of their holdings with regards to the equity of the firm. And this actually strengthened, right? The big player is saying that they are selling the token that is backing most of the balance sheet of this firm, Alameda Research, and started igniting a sell-off of this token, FTT. And also, since people know that Alameda Research is quite close to FTX, what happened is that we started seeing a bank run on FTX. So essentially, clients started to withdraw funds from the exchange. And at first, SBF announced that the exchange was fine and all the clients' assets were fine. But yesterday, in the beginning of the morning, on-chain analytics showed that the withdrawals in the FTX exchange had been stopped. And only a few hours later, in the early afternoon of yesterday, we saw SBF announcing that FTX was signing a letter of intent for Binance to do a strategic transaction. So basically, these events from last week until today, they show that there were maybe some relations between Alameda and FTX that really wasn't really disclosed to the public. And this movement in the market that was triggered by the sell-off of these FTT tokens, which again were a very important part of the balance sheet of Alameda, really had some pretty significant contagion to the FTX exchange. And I think this is basically a summary of what happened yesterday and since last week. So when we think of this situation, and again, maybe I cannot stress enough this, but it was yet again a CeFi problem, a centralized finance problem, and it is indeed related to crypto, but it's a centralized company that, again, just like Celsius did in the middle of this year, didn't have the proper risk management and actually incurred most likely in a asset liability mismatch. And In the short term, I would say that we can expect volatility, as we have been seeing not only in the FTT token, but also in the crypto markets in general. As I said, FTX is the third largest exchange by traded volume in the world. So we can expect that the sentiment with regards to crypto in the whole world is shaped, and other assets in the asset class can indeed be affected in terms of price in the short term. But again, as I think we want to demonstrate here today in some of the data points that we want to show, we believe that the long-term investment thesis is not really shaken by these event regarding FTX. And I think some things that are important to stress is another token that was also a major holding in the balance sheet of Alameda Research was Solana. So this is one of the key projects in the crypto space that we believe it's very important to keep an eye on, and we surely will do in the forthcoming days and weeks. And this is yet another demonstration, in our opinion, of how centralized service providers in crypto need to be regulated and a lot more transparent, perhaps, than what they are today. We're already seeing centralized exchanges like Binance talking about implementing proof of reserves so that this kind of event can really stop happening in the crypto space. And an important disclaimer here, I think, is that, well, Hashdex products, they do not have any exposure either to Alameda, FTX, or FTT. So this is one important thing. In none of our products, nor in Brazil, nor in Europe, and neither in the US, we have any exposure to any of these assets or the companies that were related to this situation.